What is up, Waffle Gang? I do hope you are well. My name is Mark, and today we're covering some r/relationships. If you'd like to skip the initial waffle, timestamps are in the description and along the timeline below, so please feel free to use them. But if you are new here, please consider hitting that like, that subscribe, and maybe that notification bell too, as it massively helps out our channel. And just a huge thank you for taking some time out of your day to be here and getting involved with the channel. You know it means the world to me. And let's just crack on with today's stories. Much love, guys. Now, this first story is an updated post, but first we're going to have a recap of the original story. And as always, use the timestamps if you need them. If you heard this story before, just go straight to the updates. And it's from a throwaway hello Reddit. My 27 female boyfriend, 28 male, best friend, 28 male, has been living with us and I don't like it. Hi, this is a throwaway because this is kind of personal. I've never made a post on this subreddit before, so let me know if I'm doing anything wrong. Sorry if this is long or for any grammatical mistakes. For background, I am a 27-year-old woman. My boyfriend, 28 male, and I have lived together in our 2-bedroom house for about 2 years now. We lived in a suburb outside a city in the US. I saw under rules there was something about providing a general location. I hope this is enough. We met about 4.5 years ago when working at the same place and have been together for coming up to 4 years. We had planned to get married last summer, but had to cancel it due to COVID. We both have parents who have health conditions and wanted them to attend. We're waiting for the vaccine to get more available to have our wedding, since a wedding is something we both want. My boyfriend has a friend who I will call Bill, 28 male. Bill and my boyfriend have been friends since childhood and have attended school together. As children, Bill and my boyfriend were very close and did many things together. As I understand it, Bill's family was pretty dysfunctional, so my boyfriend and his parents, late 50s male-female, provided a lot of stability for him. Bill didn't go to college and my boyfriend did, but they remained good friends as we all live in the same area. The entire time I've been with my boyfriend, he and Bill have been close and I've gotten to know Bill. Before COVID, we would often go on double dates with Bill and Bill's girlfriend. This will become relevant later. But Bill has always had many girlfriends with the relationships never lasting very long. My boyfriend has implied to me that this stems from commitment issues from his childhood, but as someone who isn't by any means a psychologist, I can't speak to this. I've always liked Bill. He's friendly, kind and funny. He's always been a great friend to my boyfriend and I've gotten to the point where I consider him a friend, albeit not as close as him and my boyfriend. In May 2020, Bill lost his job and was unable to pay his rent. At the time, he didn't have a partner, again, no stable girlfriend, and had no family to rely on. My boyfriend offered him to stay with us. He asked me first and I said I was happy to help out Bill until he got on his feet again, assuming it was temporary. At this point, Bill has been living with us since May, and to put it bluntly, I'm getting tired of it. In August, he was able to find a new job that, while I don't know the details, pays comparably to his last one. In response, he's helped with the utility bills and with the groceries, but made no move to move out. Now, I like Bill, and he's a good guest, but I feel like it's time for him to find his own place. Our house is very small, so it feels like I'm never alone with my boyfriend. It's always me, my boyfriend, and Bill. This is amplified because we're all in an area that has a lot of COVID cases, so we're all working from home and quarantining for the most part. In our county, many things are closed, so it's not like my boyfriend and I can go on a date alone to a restaurant or something because of COVID. Around New Year's, I brought up to my boyfriend Bill finding his own place, while Bill wasn't present. While my boyfriend wasn't mad at me, he explained that he feels like we need to be there for Bill in his time of need. When I pointed that Bill has a job and is much more financially secure now, my boyfriend said that Bill would be lonely if he moved into an apartment by himself now because of the pandemic. Furthermore, my boyfriend said that Bill was there for him when his brother, my boyfriend's brother that is, died in a tragic accident when they were all teenagers. Because of that, he says he should be there for Bill now. He also said that he considers Bill a brother and is happy to do whatever for him. He brought up how my sister, 30 female, stayed with us for a month in the past when she was trying to get out of an abusive relationship. Coming out of that talk, I guess I've been confused. I go back and forth feeling like I'm being irrational to want Bill out of our house and feeling like it's justified. Maybe I'm being too harsh about the whole situation. I don't know. From our talk, it doesn't seem like my boyfriend minds Bill living with us at all. I suppose I don't know where to go from here. Should I just let it all be and assume Bill will move out when he's ready? Should I talk with my boyfriend again? Should I bring it up with Bill? I considered doing this, but I'm worried it would be inhospitable and not my place. And he's much closer with my boyfriend. Anyway, thank you for any advice you can give me. I appreciate it in advance. Now, it's one of these situations where I just have to try and put myself in OP's shoes in the situation. I think I would feel exactly the same, having to live with someone, was it 8 months or so, in my place, and just not having any freedom like that, and always having to have someone else there. Yeah, I don't think I would like it either. And I think the only way that I could really approach this now, although it may be a bit more time, is that I would say to your boyfriend is, look, we need a timeline from Bill of when he's actually going to move out. Otherwise, this could be never ending, right? And I think that would be just the way I go down. It doesn't cause any friction then, and you're just asking, you just want your own space. And I think he should respect that, and Bill should recognize that too. But Caro SCP says, your boyfriend isn't being fair comparing a single month for your sister with the 8 months of Bill. Hardly on the same scale. If the only reason is he'll be lonely, it's not as if you want him removed from your lives completely or are banning him from visiting. Does he really have no other friends or relatives to talk to? Does he not have a phone? And Zero says, ask him what his timeline on Bill moving out is. Yes, it doesn't need to be exact, but something to give you an idea of what he is asking of you here. Whatever else is the case, you deserve a rough timeline. Remember that this is your house too. There should be no situation involving people staying here where you don't both agree upon. And a deleted user says, I get it. Having your girlfriend and best friend living with you during COVID is the best of both worlds. It's probably very comforting for him. But this isn't college. Bill has a job. It's time for him to go and live as a couple again. I'd bring it up with boyfriend again and also ask Bill what his timeline might be. And now we're going to move over to the update and see what happened over there. So update, my 27 female boyfriend's 28 male best friend 28 male has been living with us and I don't like it. I took advice from some of the commenters and decided I was going to talk to both my boyfriend and Bill about Bill moving out. On Tuesday morning, when my boyfriend was out jogging, I asked Bill when he thought he was going to get his own place. I tried to be casual and non-judgmental about it. Bill responded in stride, apologising for staying with us for so long and saying that he had been looking for an apartment. I took this as a good sign. On Wednesday, my boyfriend had a big presentation at work. It was virtual, so I decided to bring it with him on Thursday after dinner. Bill was in his bedroom and my boyfriend and I were watching TV in the living room. I told my boyfriend that I had talked to Bill about moving out and it sounded like he'd been planning to do soon. I honestly assumed that if he was truly planning to move out, he would have already told my boyfriend as they are close. My boyfriend was immediately unhappy and told me that I shouldn't have told Bill that I wanted him to move out, which wasn't even what I said, because it probably made him feel bad. I told him that Bill didn't seem fazed by it, but my boyfriend said that I don't know Bill well enough to tell. He then started talking about how Bill has mental health issues such as depression and anxiety, and living with us was helping him get over them. This is the first I've ever heard such a thing, though obviously I don't know everything about Bill and he could very well have these issues. I was starting to get upset by this point and told him that it was too bad if Bill had these issues, but they weren't our problem and that Bill still was intruding on our home and relationship. We started fighting to the point I was nearly crying. At this point, Bill came out of his bedroom. Our house is a one-story, so everything is close together. He must have heard us and said he was leaving if it was causing so much stress. My boyfriend tried to stop him, but he left in his car, though all his stuff was still at our place. After that, my boyfriend and I exchanged a few words, and I finally told him that I didn't want to fight that night when we were both tired and emotional, and I was going to stay the night at my sister's, 30 female. I took my laptop for work and a change of clothes and went to the apartment my sister lives in, about 15 minutes away with her daughter, 8 female. Yes, I know this sounds a bit hypocritical, but I was only planning on staying at my sister's for the night, not months. I worked online from Sisters Today during the day. Boyfriend did not call me and I did not call him. When I got out of work at 3, I drove back to my house and tried to talk with my boyfriend. He wasn't there and neither was Bill. This is odd as both work remotely during the day and usually work until 4 or 5. All their stuff is still here, so obviously Bill hasn't moved out. I've tried calling both of them and they didn't pick up. I fed our cat and I'm just kind of sitting here waiting for them to call me back. I don't really know what to do. On another note, I've gotten several calls from my boyfriend's mother, 56 female, during the day. I didn't pick up, mainly because I was working, but also because I didn't really want her involved in everything that was going on. For reference, boyfriend's mother and I are not particularly close. We talk on holidays and at family get-togethers, not really happening now because of COVID, and when she calls at home to talk to my boyfriend, but not much outside of that. While she's always been nice to my face, I know she disapproves of us living together before marriage, as she's very religious. She also had disagreements with my boyfriend about us not going to church frequently, but these have largely ended due to COVID. Needless to say, she doesn't really call me regularly, so I think her calls are probably about the situation, but I honestly have no clue what she could possibly have to say about it. I'm also confused as to why my boyfriend would even involve her, as they aren't really close. He talks to her regularly, but more out of obligation. I'm not sure if maybe he or Bill are at her place. I don't know. I guess I'm asking for advice. My sister thinks I should break up with my boyfriend. I'm not sure. We've planned and built a life together. We have been planning a wedding. If it weren't for COVID, we'd already be married. I love him. On the other hand, I feel slighted and unimportant. It's Valentine's Day weekend and he's not even here and is off knows where. I'm just so confused and I feel like I don't understand what's going on anymore. How could Bill be more important than me? I don't get it. Any input would be appreciated. I feel like I need an outside perspective. I'm sorry if this doesn't make sense. I'm pretty upset and emotional. And then there were some edits as well, so we will cover those. It's a long one. This says, edit, just talked to my boyfriend's mother. Apparently my boyfriend called Thursday night and said he was going up to their cabin this weekend. It's about an hour away with Bill. She couldn't get a hold of either of them and was calling me to see if I could because she wanted to remind them of how to take care of the cabin. I assume they're up there. The service is sketchy there, so that might be why I can't get a hold of either of them. Edit 2. Hi guys, this really blew up. Thank you for all your comments and support. I appreciate it so much. I will try and respond. I just woke up a few minutes ago, so still can't get into contact with my boyfriend. I'm planning on going over to my sister's and talking it over with her. If we still can't get in contact, we might go up to the cabin. I don't know. She doesn't have her daughter this weekend because she's with her ex. Edit 3. Hi guys, thanks for all the comments and advice. Some of you asked for an update, so I am posting this. I did not go up to the cabin in the end. I left a voicemail to my boyfriend saying that I was worried and concerned and to please call me back. On the urging of my sister, I told him that his mum had told me where he was and that I was worried and would come up if I didn't hear back from him. After that, he did get back to me and we talked briefly. He said he just needed to blow off steam and that's why he went away. He said he would be back on Monday and we would talk then. We both have work off for President's Day. He apologised for missing Valentine's Day. I felt bad but tried to stay calm because I didn't want to cause a scene. He initially said he was up there alone, but when I pointed out that his mum had said Bill was with him, he agreed that Bill was with him. This kind of made me feel a little weird, but I don't know. I asked if Bill was okay and he said yes. That he's fine, which is good because after something you guys said, I was worried. I'm sorry I didn't respond last night. I stayed at my sister's with my cat. I saw some of you were worried. I would never leave her alone, at least not if I knew no one else was home and wanted to get away from everything. Edit 4, an update. Hi guys, I just want to give you an update all on the situation because you deserve it after all the help you've given me. TLDR, we decided to break up. My now ex-boyfriend came back at around noon with Bill. Bill briefly apologised to me for everything that had happened and then went back to his room. Boyfriend still calling him to this to reduce confusion, and I talked in the living room of our house, alone without Bill. I started and I told him that I was sorry for overreacting on Thursday, but I felt by running away and lying to me, he breached my trust. I told him that I felt we should break up. Boyfriend agreed with me. He apologised for everything he did, for missing Valentine's Day, for running away all weekend, for everything with Bill. He sounded sincere. He was crying. I asked him why he reacted the way he did. You guys who said he was in a relationship with Bill were right. You can say I told you so, I suppose. According to him, he and Bill fooled around, his words not mine, as kids, but stopped when boyfriend's brother died when they were 17. He said they were not involved since then, but were just close friends. He said that things developed after Bill moved back in with us, but that was never his intention, and that's not why Bill moved in with us. He claimed he did not have sex with Bill while he was living with us, but they did things this weekend. I don't know if that's true, though I doubt they could have been hooking up a lot because our place was so small and I was usually around. He said that when I confronted Bill about moving out, Bill in turn confronted him about deciding what he wanted. He says he freaked out and that he was confused and scared and overreacted and treated me bad. He says that he's not gay or bisexual and insisted that he was straight and that he loved me. It was an emotional conversation. We were both crying. In the end, I told him I was going to move out and that he could stay there. It sounded like Bill was staying too. I'm staying at my sister's now with my kitty and I'm going to start looking for an apartment. I'm doing okay. I'm still struggling and feel pretty horrible, but I'm starting to realise that it was probably good all this came out before he became my husband. Thank you again for all your help. I keep saying this, but I truly appreciate it. I know I didn't respond to everyone, but I read all your comments. Wow, and that was a super long story. And do you know what? In the first one, I'm thinking this is going to be a relationship with Bill in the end. It's going to be in the end. There's going to be a twist in the end, and they are in a relationship. Yes, but what a horrible thing to have to go through. And I guess it is a positive in some ways that they did get this out before they got married and all this kind of thing. But yeah, wild one. And our next post is from a throwaway account. My 22 male, vegan girlfriend 21 female wants me to get rid of my cat. I can't believe I'm about to type this, but here we go. I've been dating my girlfriend for 7 months. She's amazing and we're super compatible in a lot of ways. She is an outspoken vegan, and she made it clear at the start of our relationship that it was important to her that any potential had similar cruelty-free values. Me, already being a pescatarian, had little difficulty transitioning to a fully plant-based diet. My girlfriend was proud of me for going cruelty-free and everything seemed well. We became the vegan couple on our college campus. Then there is my cat, Mittens. I've had her for 3 years and I adore her. She's such a sweet and cuddly cat. However, my girlfriend was always a little apprehensive around her and she blamed it on not growing up around cats. After a while, we sort of made a tacit agreement to mostly hang out at her apartment instead of mine, so Mittens never really came up again in conversation. Fast forward through all the quarantine stuff, my girlfriend and I have spent a lot of time together during this pandemic, and we started talking about taking our relationship to the next level. We began seriously looking at either buying a new apartment together or having one of us move in with the other. However, after a lot of talking and planning, my girlfriend sat me down and dropped a bombshell on me. She said that with this next phase of the relationship, she did not see a future with me unless I was willing to give away Mittens. She said that she believed owning cats unconscionable for vegans, because they hunt mice and eat meat, and because the very act of owning a pet is a violation of vegan principles. I was stunned. I told her that I was absolutely not willing to give up Mittens, and she had no choice but to eat meat, so I was reducing harm as much as possible by buying reputable brands of cat food. Plenty of vegans own cats and think along the same lines. My girlfriend got mad and said, "How much flesh does your cat eat? How many animals died to make all that food? Would you be okay with that being human flesh?" I got mad and told my girlfriend that I would have really appreciated her telling me about her cat opinions before we got serious. She went on and on about cats killing animals. I ended the conversation there. I was so angry that I left my girlfriend's apartment and I snuggled with Mittens when I got home. Although the mood soured a bit when my girlfriend sent me a link to a Reddit thread advocating for the extinction of domestic cats. Sigh. I think it goes without saying that I'm not going to get rid of my cat. However, it pains me to think that an otherwise wonderful relationship could be ending because of a difference in ideology. I don't even really understand where my girlfriend is coming from because, like I said, a lot of vegans own cats. Now granted, cat ownership can be a controversial topic in vegan circles, and I probably would not have gotten a cat if I had been a vegan at the time, but I have Mittens now and she deserves to eat. Yes, I've researched vegan cat food, but Mittens has some digestive issues and my vet strongly cautions against it. I've talked to some of my vegan and vegetarian friends and they all think girlfriend has lost her mind. Some have suggested that it's not about Mittens and my girlfriend just wants an excuse to end it. They probably don't understand why I haven't broken up yet, but I care about my girlfriend so much. I'd hate for the bizarre curveball to be the end of a beautiful thing. I want to try and work something out. Where do I even go from here? I will not compromise on Mittens, and I don't think my girlfriend will compromise either. Edit. Wow, this completely blew up while I was asleep. I'm trying to read every comment, but there are a lot. Also, please allow me to take this moment to reiterate that my girlfriend's views are not representable of those held by the wider vegan community. And there is an update to this post as well, but we'll cover a couple of comments before we move on over. So, Nurse says, she suggested to give it away. It makes no sense whatever. Will it consume less meat with another owner? Of course not. It's like boasting about your lack of garbage because you dump it all in your neighbour's yard. And Captain I says, as a fellow vegan, no, this isn't even cool. If she truly cared about animals, she wouldn't ask you to rehome your cat. It was a loving home. Her way of thinking is arse backwards. If someone told me I am not a real vegan because I have a dog, I would laugh my arse off and tell them they can have their stupid label, the dog stays. He's family. Just like I'm sure your cat is your family. And Elder Jake says, thank you for doing right by Mittens. You're a good person. And Unreal People 24 says, I wonder if this really isn't about veganism and more about finding ways in an intimate relationship to express control over a partner. The fact that she doesn't possess the skills to be flexible, compromising or negotiate with a partner is a big red flag to me. As a cat lover, I'm very glad you stuck by Mittens. And now let's move over to the update post to see what happens next. First of all, let me say thank you for everyone who offered advice. There are over 7,000 comments on my original post and I have dozens of PMs. Frankly, I'm still pretty overwhelmed with the magnitude of the response. I did my best to read most everyone's comments, but obviously I couldn't get to everything. I would also like to preempt this post by saying, as many users pointed out, that my girlfriend's extreme views on domestic cats are not representative of the vegan/vegetarian community as a whole. I do think that sometimes new vegans can be a little overzealous. In reality, most of us are just doing the best we can to not hurt animals. I did not expect to generate a big debate in the comments. So, we broke up, obviously. I would never ever give up my cat Mittens. Many users said that this situation was about control, not veganism, and looking back, I do see a pattern of control on my girlfriend's part. I was blind to it, I guess. I called my girlfriend and said I was not willing to give up Mittens under any circumstances, and given the recent issues we had and our incompatible views, I thought it was best that we parted ways. I said she deserved a partner that shared her values. She then asked if we are breaking up. I said yes. There was some anger on her end, but otherwise the situation actually went better than expected. So yeah, that's really it. Oh, and several users asked to see a picture of Mittens. I've uploaded one here. And there we go. Let's see the cat before we move. Oh my god. Look at that cat. That is one fluffy cat and well cared for by the looks of it too. Absolutely lovely. And now I turn this one to you guys. What do you guys make of this situation and what would you do in it? Let me know in the comments below. Now, once again, guys, thank you for being here today. Yes, there's only 2 stories. They were absolutely beasts of stories, weren't they? I hope you did enjoy them regardless. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to be here. Means the absolute world. And I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Much love.